Hi everyone, it's me again. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to review chapters 331 and 332 of My Hero Academia. Unfortunately, I couldn't do 331, I believe, last week because, as I stated before, I was on vacation and I just lost track of time because I was just having a great time with my brother and his friend, and it was just a lot of fun, and I just lost track of time, so I apologize for that. Also, one thing I want to apologize, my fish tank, I'm sorry, it's kind of dirty. I had to clean it up on Monday. Unfortunately, I wanted to do it today, but that's going to take all day, and I had to go to work today. So sorry about that. But anyways, let's begin. The fight continues between Shigaraki and Stars and Stripes, and we learn new information about some of the weaknesses in Star and Stripes' New Order quirk. Despite being like this overpowered godly quirk, I honestly thought hard about the limitations of this quirk. I mean, there has to be some weaknesses, some limitations, and it looks I was right on the head. Like, for example, during the last chapter, I was wondering why couldn't she just said or like post a rule to ask Shigaraki to kill himself or for him to die. I mean, she could have literally just said anyone that is within this space of air, they will die. And my suspicions and like theories that I was having in my head are actually confirmed in this chapter. During the fight, Shigaraki learns how New Order works. 1. While there's no limit on how much a rule can affect someone, powering up a living being, something that's alive, has a limit. This clearly means that her power is not infinite. There are limits to how much she could power up someone. 2, and this is what I was talking about. She didn't say if he touched the air, he will die, which clearly means that the rule can't arbitrarily involve things she hasn't touched, or it just won't be as effective. 3. Goodness, what's wrong with my fingers? 3. New Order boasts the most amount of freedom with non-living things than living things, as we clearly saw in the last chapter. So honestly, I even thought, why couldn't she just ask Shigaraki to kill himself without even stating his name? So clearly this chapter is already confirming some of the weaknesses and limitations of this godly quirk. Also, this explains why she has to name her target. And it also explains why it didn't work on Shigaraki. At this point, Shigaraki and All For One are like kind of fusing together. All For One said they're about, I think 97% done. I don't remember correctly. And at this point, Shigaraki doesn't even know who he is in reality. He's like, am I Tomura Shigaraki? Am I All For One? Am I Tenko Shimura? So he's unsure of like who he is in reality. So this clearly means that both targets must have the same sense of understanding behind the name being said. As the fight continues, it continues to prolong. Star and Stripe literally comes to the realization that Shigaraki is a huge threat, not just to Japan, but to the entire world, and that he must be killed like right now. And the New Order she creates, goodness, it's like literally just so awesome. I honestly can't wait until it gets animated. I mean, she literally uses a New Order to transform the air into her shape 1,000 times bigger, and uses this move called Fist Bump to the Earth to literally punch Shigaraki, and like clapping her hands to send them even further away. I mean, it looks pretty awesome. I mean, I literally almost lost my mind seeing those panels in the manga. It just looked pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. However, Shigaraki survives these attacks. It's insane how powerful he has become. I mean, if Star and Stripe would have encountered Shigaraki when he barely got woke up after undergoing that treatment, even though he wasn't complete, I'm pretty sure Star and Stripe would have killed him instantly with this attack. She then commands the air fleet to start shooting lasers directly at her, which kind of confused me, but then I understood what she was planning to do. She literally uses her quirk to transform the lasers into one, and using her gigantic air construct to utilize this type of like laser. I can't remember the name correctly, but goodness, it is doing extreme damage to Shigaraki. It's like literally burning him alive. But we see that his generation is still keeping up. And as this is all happening, her commander, I believe his name is Akbar, warns her that doing this stunt will not only cost her hero license, but probably even more. Which makes me wonder, like, what worst thing could happen than losing your hero license? What, going to jail? Or maybe being put into death for like what she's doing? Which honestly, it would be incredibly foolish, since she's literally taking a global threat. She's trying to eliminate it so it doesn't cause any more harm. So at this point, it would be kind of dumb to like literally just put her in jail and even take away her hero license. And goodness, this is how, after hearing these warnings, Star and Stripe doesn't care. She's fine with it, which literally makes her a really great hero. She doesn't care about her hero license. She just cares about eliminating the global threat. And in a way, it almost reminds me of All Might. I mean, if All Might were in Star and Stripe's shoes, All Might wouldn't even doubt himself. He would just do it. He wouldn't care about losing his hero license. All he cares about protecting the people. And also making their way towards Shigaraki and Star and Stripe, we see this missiles called Tiamat. Yeah, Tiamat. And it appears that this is where the chapter ends. It just gives her a cliffhanger. But of course, I read the next chapter that came out this week, and my goodness, I just couldn't believe the ending of that chapter. But first things first, let's begin in the beginning, which is incredibly amazing. I mean, the moment those missiles arrive, Star and Stripe immediately touches them and sets a new rule. Time map will rotate around. And once this rule is set, she literally punches the missile right to, missiles right to Shigaraki. I mean, we see that this is a very dangerous stunt. She said, okay, I'm gonna have to undo the laser rule. So she asks her air fleet to like just focus the lasers in there while she touches the time map. But we see that this could even take a toll on her hands and literally break them. So it makes me wonder, could she set a rule to heal herself? But that would mean she has to undo the rule of the time map. So we see the limitations that her quirk have. It would be, honestly, it would be a great idea if she could set a third rule. But I mean, her quirk is overpowered as it is, so goodness. And for a minute I thought, I'm like, man, this should really hurt Shigaraki. But we see he survives the attack. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Shigaraki literally explains how he was able to survive the attack. He literally used decay to die deep underground. So I'm like, oh my god. And as he literally lunges himself at Star and Stripe, we see that his body is trying to heal like the awful damage he received from the attack. And Shigaraki manages to touch Star and Stripe's face. Looks like it's game over. I mean, what's gonna happen now that Shigaraki managed to touch Star and Stripe's face? Very likely he's gonna try to steal her quirk before she decays. Also, I mean, I wonder, maybe Star and Stripe had like, I don't know, like this feeling that maybe I could lose the fight, and maybe left a last trap that, hey, if I don't make it, or it goes like literally to the point that it's going right now, maybe she's gonna set up a trap like, okay, whoever touches me, well, I don't think she could set up that rule, will die, or she will try to destroy her quirk before it could get stolen, which would be a great idea, honestly, because if Shigaraki were to get this quirk, honestly, it's going to be incredibly difficult to defeat him, because Literally, he could set up any rule right now, and we don't even know if the quirk will evolve if it gets stolen by Shigaraki. I mean, that would be incredibly dangerous. I really hope Starry Stripe has, I don't know, an ace up her sleeve to prevent, honestly, the end of the world, because her quirk very likely is gonna get stolen. Who knows? I just hate how it ended here. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I even almost had it coming. Yeah, he's gonna touch her face. Man, I'm just so excited for the next chapter that's gonna come up next week. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you for the next video. Bye.